Good morning. It's Thursday, August the 15th, 2013. This is the AGORACOM News TV program where we go into the various different news releases, look through them all, try to find the best of the best on a daily basis. The goal is to find really good quality companies for our viewers and audience to find high quality companies to do their research on, and ultimately find some investment winners in there as well. On today's show, I've got 6 companies to talk about. Got a lot to talk about. I'm Alan Barry Labucan. I'm the host of this show and also the chief market commentator for agoracom.com. As I said, lots of news today and some really good high quality news releases today. So we're going to get right into it. The first company I wanted to talk about today is a company called Dalradian. Dalradian Resources intersected 2.48 meters, grading 21.33 grams per ton gold, and 4.87 meters, grading 8.35 grams per ton gold, within infill drilling at their Curraghinalt project in Northern Ireland. Highlights of the drilling: as they mentioned, 4.87 meters of 8.35 grams per ton from their number 1 vein zone. They had another hole with 2.07 meters grading 7.97 grams per ton gold. Another with 2.48 meters grading 21.33 grams per ton gold from their C vein array. Within a broader number 1 vein zone, another 1.53 meters grading 17.14 grams per ton gold. They noted that results from the sampling over broader intervals on existing and historical core continue to support the new model that mineralization at Curraghinalt is hosted in a suite of sub-parallel vein zones comprising one or more shear-related D veins, the historically recognized main veins, plus a surrounding array of extension veinlets, or their C veins, they call them. By interpreting the mineralization into wider vein zones, the historical D vein mineralization remains the key or anchoring component. However, the wider zones of mineralization and structures will increase confidence in correlating mineralization on cross-section and from section to section. This allows a better understanding of the geometry of the mineralization and will provide a more robust geological model to support future resource updates. They have a drill hole plan map so that you can see where they poke the holes in relation to the property from a top-down view. I don't think they noted that they had any cross sections, but what I'm encouraged about, this company has some very good high-grade gold in their drilling. It's a project in Northern Ireland, not an area that I've heard over the years a lot of exploration coming from, but these are definitely some interesting results. I like the high grade. The stock symbol on Dalradian is DNA on the Toronto Exchange. The next company is Fortuna Silver Mines. They announced that they intercepted 487 grams per ton silver and 4 grams per ton gold over 8.2 meters at the Trinidad North Discovery, San Jose Mine, Mexico. They released the assay results from 12 additional surface drill holes at the Trinidad North high-grade silver-gold discovery at the San Jose Mine in Mexico. The drill holes are generally positioned to define the approximate limits of the Trinidad North ore shoot, but I think they had one hole in there that was sort of trying to extend the zone. The ore shoot remains open to depth and to the north, with drilling from underground stations projected to start in early September. There's a quote from Dr. Thomas Veers, who is the Vice President of Exploration, and he commented, and I quote, "The latest drill results continue to confirm the importance of the Trinidad North discovery. The Trinidad North ore chute is located proximal to the area of operations at San Jose, allowing for development of the zone in 2014 and initiation of production in early 2015. Silver equivalent grades range from 200 grams to over 2,300 grams per ton silver over estimated true vein widths ranging from 2 meters to over 19 meters. Underground access is currently in the development at the 1,300 meter level to allow for continued exploration of the ore chute to the north and to depths below 1,000 meters. The first underground drill station is projected to be ready by the end of August, with underground drilling scheduled to begin in early September, end quote. So, this is a really focused silver company. It's got operations in Mexico and in South America. Really good management team. I like the silver focus of this company. It's hard to find really good quality silver focused companies. I've really liked the growth profile of the company and the plans for growth of this company for a long time. Fortuna Silver for several years was featured in my print report. I like the company a lot. And in a tough market, they've continued to grow. And so I think that they've got a lot of growth ahead of them as well. The stock symbol is FVI on the Toronto Exchange. The next company that I wanted to talk about today is a company called Silvercrest. Silvercrest reported their Q2 2013 financial results for the quarter ending June 30th, 2013. They note that it should be taken in conjunction with their associated management discussion and analysis, which you can find on CDAR at cdar.com. Some of the highlights from the Q2 were in this, and they've also compared it to Q2 2012. Cash flow from operations decreased 22% to $5.58 million. Cash operating costs per silver equivalent ounce sold increased 12% to $7.80. All-in sustaining cash costs per silver equivalent ounce sold increased by 16% to $13.26. Revenues reported decreased 18% to $13 million. Sales of 181,389 ounces of silver, a quarterly record, were up 45%. Sales of 7,375 ounces of gold were down 15%. Sales of 647,504 ounces of silver equivalent were up 14%. Average realized metal prices for ounces sold silver price fell 24% to $22 an ounce, and gold fell 17% to $1,365. Bullion inventory at June 30th, 2013 included 53,634 ounces of silver and 2,156 ounces of gold. Net earnings amounted to $2.87 million compared to $9.53 million. Cash and cash equivalents totaled $29.6 million. After capital investment of $12.4 million, working capital was $41.6 million at June 30th, 2013. There's a quote from Scott Drever, who's the chairman and CEO, who stated, and I quote, "As with most of the industry, second quarter financial results for Silvercrest were less robust when compared to previous quarters. However, we were able to sell a record amount of silver, and in spite of persistent metal prices declines and volatility, we were able to generate both positive cash flow and net earnings. Our operating team continues to focus on controlling operating costs, which resulted in average cash operating cost of $7.80 per silver equivalent ounce for the quarter, which was substantially better than our corporate guidance of $8.50 per equivalent silver $8.50 per silver equivalent ounce. Our operating team continues to optimize production to ensure we meet our market production guidance of 605,000 ounces silver and 33,000 ounces of gold for 2013. So I've been going through a lot of news releases of producing companies, and one thing that I've seen is they've been having a hard time bringing down their cost, and their costs of producing are a little high, and so they've been really strained to have free cash flow and have net earnings. Silvercrest, in a difficult market, is increasing their production. They're bringing their costs in line, and I think that as the price of silver and gold get better, which I'm very confident they will over the next couple quarters, I think it will really benefit a company like a Silvercrest, which is in a mining operations, but I think they are doing a lot better than a lot of miners on the key metrics that I follow. Their stock symbol on that one is SVL, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. There's the next company. I've got two more. One of them is Detour Gold. Achieves commercial production at their Detour Lake mine. It reached commercial production on August the 12th, 2013, having operated for a 60-day a period of 60 consecutive days, commencing June 13th, 2013, at an average of 41,428 tons per day. The company's definition of current commercial production states that the commercial production will be declared on the first day of the calendar month following the mill having operated for a period of 60 consecutive days at an average of 75% or more of the design production capacity, which is equivalent to 41,250 tons per day. Consequently, the company will commence reporting operating costs as of September 1, 2013. During the 60-day period, they had a total of 2.486 million tons of ore, including 17 days where daily milling rates were exceeded 50,000 tons per day. They give you a bunch of more details, but basically the company is now, almost up to full production. They've reached that commercial production number classification as they're concerned. There's a quote from Gerald Paneton, who's the President and Chief Executive Officer, and he stated, and I quote, "Achieving commercial production is a significant milestone for the company, and one for which all of us at Detour Gold can proudly take credit. I want to personally thank all our employees and contractors for the dedication and hard work during the challenging commissioning period. Reaching this milestone is also a testament to the cooperation obtained from all stakeholders, especially our Aboriginal community partners. We are now seeing steady progress on a daily basis in all facets of our operation and are expecting to see production increase over the coming months." End quote. So this is a new producer. I've been following Detour Gold for a very long time. They'll be a pretty significant producer as an out-of-the-gate sort of new mining company. The stock is down significantly from their yearly high, which is $29.07, and it's off even more from their all-time high, which is $39.65. They're trading somewhere around $10.50 right now, off the top of my head. I looked at the chart before I did the show today, and I've noticed that the chart, it looks like it's bottomed. Oftentimes, while a company is in the development and ramping up stage, the stocks can kind of languish, especially when you've got gold coming down so much. But it looks to me like the stock has bottomed and it's starting to head into a much more bullish trend. So, for people that like to have some upside performance that is strong in a less risky type company, because these guys are a producer, DGC is the stock symbol that on the Toronto Exchange is a good one to look at. I like this company's growth prospects a lot going forward. I think that they can grow into a much larger gold producer off of this mine, and they leverage that into buying more production down the road, they could really grow into quite a substantial gold producer. The final news release today is from Fission Uranium and Alpha Minerals. They were halted yesterday, and they put out this news this morning that the fourth zone discovered as first hole in the R945E zone hits off-scale amongst wide mineralization. Fission and Alpha discovered a fourth zone of uranium mineralization and off-scale radioactivity located 165 meters grid east of the zone R780E on its Patterson Lake property in the Athabasca Basin in Saskatchewan. The fourth hole is referred to as the R945E zone. There are now 4 mineralized zones on strike with each other along a 1.05 kilometer trend. Then they give you the details: 2.7 meters, composite off-scale, greater than 9,999 CPS, mineralization in 18 meters of mineralization. The hole is still in progress at a depth of 302 meters, and further material information as warranted will be provided. What I really like about this is that it's 165 meters east, sort of step-out testing a radon in water anomaly along strike of other zones on the property. Anomalous radioactivity presented in multiple discrete intervals up to 35.5 wide each from 159 to 255 meters. There's a quote from Ross McElroy, who's the President, COO, and Chief Geologist for Fission, who commented, and I quote, "With the recent discovery of this mineralization at Section 945E, we have now identified a fourth separate mineralized zone along a strike length of just over 1 kilometer. The significant breadth of mineralization in this drill hole will be aggressively followed up. Taken as a whole, this is further evidence that the PLS is host to an extensive mineralized system." End quote. When you're looking at the super high grades that they are at this Patterson Lake South, to have that long of a strike length with sort of 4 zones inside that strike length, it doesn't require a lot of size, a footprint, to have a multi-million pound uranium discovery, in their case, of very high-grade uranium. I'm very eager to see additional results from this drilling. These two companies, FCU and AMW, Fission and Alpha, have really been hitting on all cylinders with their drilling. I think they've got an excellent handle on the mineralization what's great about this project is it's very high-grade uranium. It's close to surface. It's got all the earmarks of the kind of project that every major mining company that's involved in uranium will be focused on. I don't think that it's long before these two companies are a target of a takeover. This project is quickly becoming more significant than Hathor's discovery, and Hathor was taken over for $465 million a couple of years ago, this is very similar, except I think so far it looks like it could be bigger, and maybe significantly bigger than what Hathor had. So I'm very excited about the prospects of Alpha Minerals and Fission Uranium. I think we featured them. I'm pretty certain we featured them a little while ago on one of our Best of the Best weekly shows as one of the top picks. And again, I really think that these two companies won't be around for a long time and will be a target of a takeover by some major uranium producing companies. On that note, that's a wrap on the news for today. As you know, as I mentioned earlier, this show is focused on I go through all the various different news releases on a daily basis, try to pick the best out from the top news that catches my attention. Tomorrow, on our weekly wrap-up show, George Chiolis, the founder of AGORACOM, and I go over the best of the best from the week of news releases. So really excited about that show. So tune in tomorrow. All of our shows are focused on trying to find companies that are high quality for you to do your homework on, and find some investment winners in the group of companies. Before making any investment decisions, it's important to speak with your financial advisors and do your own homework. On that note, we'll talk to you soon, and have a great day.